kid you not. Oh my god, I just remembered I did this. So Axel has his cough, right? He's just been really struggling when he gets into bed and lies down, and last night we'd put him in the bath, like steamed, you know, his nose and everything like that with the bath, and I was drying his hair and I literally took my selenite crystal wand and like wiped it over his head. I was like, okay, we're cleansing all of the bad energy, we're cleansing, we're feeling clear, we're feeling good, this baby is going to sleep better tonight. And he actually got up at 5 for a feed and then went back down until 8 again this morning. I think I have to like put that wand all over my children every single night because clearly something worked. So I have a Millionaire's Mocha. I've ran out of coffee this morning, but it's okay because I have to admit my nose is blocked. We are manifesting the fact that we are going to be millionaires together, okay? And day 2 of this challenge is a card pull. I love card pulls, okay? I highly recommend this book. It's The Tarot for Change, Using the Cards for Self-Care, Acceptance and Growth by Jessica Dore. She is a psychologist and she's done her own interpretation, like you'll see it inside, of all of the cards, the tarot cards. So just for example, and she gives a modern psychology take on them rather than like the traditional explanation of them. So I always like to include a tarot deck as the base when I do a card pull. I don't know about you, but like when I layer up cards, I like to start with a tarot deck, and then I'm using the Astral Realms Crystal Oracle deck, my own HD Esoteric card deck, and then we're also using the Moon Witch card deck today. Now, I don't know about you, I interview my decks, especially when I first get them, but sometimes if I haven't used them in a while, I want to get to know its energy again. Like I might shuffle it and ask it some questions and be like, what are your strengths, how can you help me best, because I just think it adds a bit more of like a personal layer to it. So for example, this deck comes up for me as being for self-care. This one is all about the different gates, so the 64 gates within human design. I made this one myself and I'm obsessed with it. I'm a little bit biased, but I am fucking obsessed with it. So these are the cards. They all represent each gate, and the idea is each of the gates are a form of self-expression, right? So the whole point of this is to heal the relationship with yourself and become magnetic. So what you can do is you can use the card deck as a whole, or what I do is I take out the gates that I have active in my design and I just use it as like a personalized HD reading slash card pull. So that way it means, you know, if I want some specific guidance to my own design of like how I can express myself more authentically, how can I tap into my own frequency of abundance, how can I motivate myself if I'm feeling like quite stuck and things like that. So that's how I use that. Or you can use the card deck as a whole, because we each have access to the 64 gates human design blueprint, right? Just depending on solar transits, the people that we're around, the environments that we're in, will have different activations in our design. And if you're interested in that, I do a weekly email series, absolutely free in my email subs, where I talk about the current human design transit and how that's applying itself to your marketing and how you're going to be feeling the effects of that in your life as well. So it just helps you be a lot more intentional. So if you want that, I'll leave the link to subscribe to my email list. And like I said, the transits are like every 6-ish days, so there's, relatively speaking, an email per week, and it's like free coaching for your business. So we're using that one, and then the Crystal Realms Oracle deck is just beautiful. It is just like, for the fact alone that it has a metallic edge, can you see these? They are just absolutely freaking beautiful. Before I made my own human design deck, actually, I was using these to help link to my human design, because for example, on the cards there's a planetary placement, if you can see this. It says Jupiter there, and obviously there is a Jupiter placement within our human design. So whenever I was pulling the cards, I'd be like, oh right, okay, like I'll dig a little bit deeper and look into my human design, see what's coming up for this. And then, like I said, that was when I made my own deck, because I was like, I want it to apply to human design directly. I am chatting on, but we are going to do some card pulls. I'm going to ask questions related to building a foundation for what we're about to manifest, or what I'm about to manifest in the next 14 days. So I'm going to ask questions like, What are things that I can be aware of, I can bring deeper awareness to? What are maybe some challenges that might come up? How can I tap into my frequency of abundance? How can I feel more satisfied as a generator type? Satisfaction is my key emotion, so that's something that I want to really tap into the most, because when I feel that way, everything in my life tends to flow better. So these are some questions I'm going to be asking, and I'm going to layer them up. And what I'll do as well is, before I start, I'll do a card pull for everyone involved. Okay, so this is for everyone. I'm feeling tapping into the frequency of abundance, because this can be like physical abundance, financial, material. It can be emotional, it can be mental abundance. You know, we want to think clearly, we want to be connected to ourselves. So this is the card pull for everyone watching. How can we tap into frequency of wealth and abundance? Let's see. Okay, celebrating growth. So this is gate 42 in the sacral. Bring projects, dreams and goals into their full potential. And then the keyword here is closing cycles. So with this, the sacral in its highest potential expression, right, is knowing when enough is enough and letting go of anything that is burning you out, makes you feel like you are obliged to commit to, you know, like it's vital life force energy. So it's like when we're using that energy in the wrong way, we are burning ourselves out. So this one is really saying, like, celebrate the growth that you've had instead of constantly maybe seeing like what's the next step, what's my next goal. Maybe you've launched something, instead of like celebrating the fact that you had, you know, 1, 2 or 200 people sign up to that thing, you're constantly thinking like, okay, what am I doing next? Like, how can I keep the sales going? How can I keep the momentum going? And I think that's a really big thing in business as well, right? Where like we constantly want to be consistent with things, and we want that consistent income. Like, that's a really big thing, because we've all been taught to have a 9 to 5, that you get a paycheck on the same date every month, and then all of a sudden you become an entrepreneur and you're like, oh my god, it's like terrifying, right? So this is saying use your sacral energy to bring the projects, dreams and goals to their full potential that you so want in your entirety. Like, what makes you feel satisfied, at peace, successful, surprised? Like, what is it that you personally want to bring to a close? What is something that you have had on your mind for a while that maybe you're like, I would love to do that, but like, oh, I can't for like whatever reason, you know? This is really about understanding that before you take steps on something else, you have to first celebrate what you've been through, what you've achieved, and then finish off the things that maybe you've started. Now, this doesn't mean finishing something that you have then realised halfway through, like, I really shouldn't have been doing that, like it's stressing me out or whatever. If it's a complete no for you, then you don't need to finish it. But maybe there's something that you've started and you're like, I had a client recently actually with this, and she said that she mapped out this full course a couple of years ago, and it poured out of her, literally poured out of her. She couldn't stop it. It was just so like pure for her, and like she was so excited to buy it, but she never ever did anything with it because of fear, because she felt like it didn't match up to where she was, or she wasn't good enough to do it, or any of these different things and fears and anxieties that we tell ourselves, right? And this is what this makes me think of. It's like, what is it that you so desperately want to do that you just maybe haven't had the courage to follow through with, right? That's what this is really saying. So have a think about that. What projects, dreams or goals do you have in mind that you have maybe taken some baby steps towards but never really done much with? This is your calling to really take them and run with them and forget about anything else that feels like an obligation, a should do, is burning you out, and it's causing your vital life force energy to just deplete.
I'm looking down from up in the sky. I don't quite get how I've been without you for all this time.
And I'm just going to grab my notebook and I'm going to journal all of the things that come up for me, each card individually, what the collective message is for me, and see what that does for my guidance this week. Okay, we are taking a bit of a pit stop, aren't we? Because we are gonna go a walk. We're just gonna go around the local shopping centre because he's not wanting his nap yet, and I would rather not be in the house going crazy while that's happening. What are you cooking? Have you got a banana? Oh, let's see what you're cooking. Show us what you're cooking. Hi. Where you go? Yeah. You want to hold them? We also need to take that bag of clothes to the charity shop. You know that thing where you're just like, you've got so many piles around your house that are just, they've been sat there for like 3 or 4 weeks and you're like, oh yeah, I should really do something about that. That's just one of them. See you soon. Bye. Okay guys, we are back. I have got the baby down for a nap. Hallelujah. This is going to be like a theme in every single vlog. Like, yay, I got the baby to sleep. But I have my, wait till you see it, my pumpkin mug. And I've got my Jack Skellington dressing gown on. Any Nightmare Before Christmas fans, hit me up in the comments. But I have just been doing some card pulls for the manifesting mamas that have been doing this challenge with me. If you want to join the WhatsApp, like, let me know and I'll add you. We've been just doing it together because I just feel like I never had that woo gang growing up. And it just feels so exciting that I get to share like magic and manifestation and card pulls and all of this amazing stuff with other women as well. So I've got all of my cards here, but what I want to show you guys is structure that I'm using in my business. The whole point of these vlogs were for the spiritual aspect of things, but I want to show you how I take fast action as well, because there is no point in having this connection to your intuition if you're never going to do anything about the things that come through for you, right? You could do all the meditations in the world, but that is never going to get you the results in your reality unless you take the action. And I believe that having a structure for your business is the most ultimate form of self-care that you could have as an entrepreneur, because it takes away a lot of like the mental load that women, let's be honest, we're already carrying. Okay, we don't need to add even more in our business. So the way that I've got my structure set out is as a full timeline for per quarter, so that's 4 months in advance, and I can see each week focus and what my tasks are that I need to complete in that week, so that I'm never like sat there thinking, oh, what am I going to work on today? You know, I always know what my strategy is, and this is the strategy that has taken me from £0 in recurring income every month to over £2,000 in just literally 8 weeks. As short a time frame as that. It's not magic, it's nothing woo, it's literally just strategy that I've put in place that works for me, is using my human design, works with my satisfaction. And honestly, I'm spending no more than 8 hours a week on this because I've set it up so that it works with the kids and like my responsibilities that I have as a mum, because the last thing you want is to be burned out trying to like juggle a bunch of different things, right? We are not clowns. But this is actually a service that I offer. It's called the Embodied CEO. So if anyone's interested, you can drop a comment and I will get back to you. Okay guys, this is the timeline. It is so pretty. Like, I hate spreadsheets. I'm such a creative person, but if I can make it color coded, if I could like have my sections along the bottom to keep me all in one place and organized, then it is the best fucking thing on the planet. So this is the timeline. This goes all the way up to the last weekend, or the last week in January, and I have along the top a week focus, and then I have the days of the week down the side. I've noted when I have childcare, when it's a weekend, and then I give myself like dates of launches, anything that I need to achieve within that time, so that I know what's happening, what my focus is, what I'm selling to people, what I'm offering in value, and then I can work back and start to plan it. So then it's got like a full section for my overarching messaging. This is all from my human design and my business, so that it's all super unique to me. And then, if we go along the bottom, I have my low ticket offer, my mid-tier and my high ticket offer. And this all has like who it's for, what the messaging is, what it includes, what the price point is, And then at the end I have my human design chart here, so that I have like a separate document with different notes in, but it's something that I'm going to copy into here soon, so that I can see like, okay, this is the impact that I make, this is how I tap into my wealth frequency, this is areas that I might be self-sabotaging on, so I can take, you know, note of it, and before something stops me from taking action, I can just see it and be like, okay, we're not going to do that. How can I bring myself back to center, be more satisfied as a generator? So this is what the embodied CEO is. It is about embodying your human design, embodying your authority, your role model status, your position as a thought leader, and basically taking that to the bank, guys. Like, it's stepping into your success era and start playing by your own fucking rule book. So that's what I've got set up for myself and what I will be offering in the Embodied CEO. Okay, well, thank you for joining me on this vlog today. I'm gonna leave it here because I am getting the stuffiest nose. I need to like have my head over a ball of steam with like a towel on my head. And I'm gonna work through my card pool, make my notes. I'm so excited to do this, and I will see you tomorrow for day 3, which is all about intention setting and really laying down the groundwork for what it is that we want to manifest. And I'm so excited. Thank you for joining. I will see you guys soon.